April 20th, 2023 regular meeting of the County Board of Education will come to order. Welcome. Glad to see all of you guys, especially to cheerleaders. A saying on the wall at the high school goes like this: if everyone in our school had your attitude, what kind of place would it be? Do we have any public comments? Okay. Is there a motion to set the meeting agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Chris King? I second. Vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Chris King?
Yes.
Marvin? Yes for me. Okay, we'll go to 4 presentations. 4A, Lincoln County High School cheerleaders with Amy Beston.
Thank you, Ms. Meek. I'm Peyton Ramsey. I'm a senior on the cheer team, and I'm speaking on behalf of everybody today. They're handing you out some little thank you gifts that we would just like to say thank you for all of your support throughout the entire season.
Thank you.
Little sponsorship shirt. But anyways, we really like coming here, especially whenever we do something really big, like go to nationals or win a region championship, which we haven't done since 2004. So that was a really big deal for us. We've all been super excited. And we really couldn't have done it without the support of our community and of you guys, of course. And it just means so much that you guys trust us to go and represent Lincoln County in other states, other counties. And we really hope that we made you all proud in that way. Amy always tells us that whatever we do, we're doing it to glorify God and bring honor to Him. And we really hope that we've done that this season. And if I do say so myself, I think we've done pretty good under her leadership. But we've really just had a great and memorable year. And of course, like I said, we couldn't have done it without you guys. So we just like to say thank you.
Thank you very much. This is what the Davis, you guys want to see it. Beautiful. Thank you.
And on the back of that shirt, it says "because of you," and you know it starts here, and we just appreciate the opportunities that you all have given us.
Thank you, young ladies, for the amazing job you done. Really proud of you girls.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 4B, Gear Up presentation, Rebecca Garcia.
All right, thank you. I don't think we look as cute as them, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm Rebecca Garcia.
I'm Kayla Smith, whatever.
I'm Laura Heck.
All right, and we're the Gear Up staff. We're just here to give you all a quick overview and the impact of our program. So we'll get started here. Real quick, we're gonna go over our roles. I'm the academic interventionist for the program. These 2 ladies are the college and career navigators. And my role is primarily to provide tutoring and academic support for our students. And their roles is to assist students with college and career choices. And on top of that, the other support that we give is money. And who doesn't like money? All right. So our original grant funding was $50,000 for this school year, and an additional $100,000 that we were able to give to the district. So $150,000. So in case you didn't know, Europe is the acronym for gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. So that's where that comes from. Good. All right, so we have 3 primary goals for our program. I'm going to go ahead and cover the first one, and that is to increase students' academic performance and post-secondary preparation. And I'll talk a little bit about how we do that. All right, so pick some top 3 academic services that we provide students. Academically, we provide mentoring. Now, mentoring is going to be this, large umbrella term that we use for talking with students about many different topics. But specifically for this one, when we talk to students about course performance and how well they're doing in their classes, maybe why they are performing the way they are, we discuss those grades, missing assignments, And then we always try to follow up with some type of tip or strategy to help them in their classroom and with their grades to improve those. Ultimately, our goal is to try to instill our students, the importance of taking ownership of their own learning if we can. So usually do that in a one-on-one type setting. Tutoring, we also, myself, provide that service as well as high school peer tutors that we have come over, go into classrooms, myself and they do. And we also, again, pull students out and have that one-on-one small group ability to help the students get to know them a little bit better than you would in an actual classroom with 30-some students that you're dealing with. So last but not least, we also provide assistance with testing, homework assistance that we can help students if they're missing assignments, pull them out. They missed a test, they're absent, or whatever the case may be. We can provide them a quiet place to come and work on their work and be able to focus more. Another aspect of helping them get ready for post-secondary education is helping them prepare for the ACT. And this year we provided the Mastery Prep program, which is where students can take a practice ACT, but it is a real release ACT. So that kind of caliber questions where they get that chance to get early exposure as 7th and 8th graders to the ACT. And then the cool thing about this program, it has a study hall feature that allows practice on their skill deficiencies. They can go in. You're going to have some serious students that really care and want to practice, on their own time, but teachers can also utilize it in their classrooms, being able to use that and really improve those skills and those questions that they have a hard time with. And if you think about that over the time, the opportunity from 3 to 4 years when they actually take the real ACT, how much help that can provide them. We all know the ACT is still important, even though it's, maybe not what they think as far as getting into college, but programs and stuff, if you have a high ACT score, it's only going to help you. So here's just a little bit of data of where we are as far as reaching the benchmark for 7th and 8th graders. I won't really dig into that, but right there, a composite of 14.1. We're moving in the right direction. I think over the next 3 or 4 years, we're really going to go up with that data. So that's exciting. Last but not least, for my part, we also, with the money, provide academic resources. So instructional resources for this year, just some examples. Math, we're able to give them manipulatives, online subscriptions, learning kits, calculators, things like that they can use within the classroom. Science, we provided STEMscope kits for them to use. We're going to be able to provide video boards, and Think Circa is the writing program that we've helped purchase. So all of these have been great resources to help enhance learning for Lincoln County students. So.
Okay, I'll go here. Well, I'm doing a second goal, and that goal is to increase students' high school graduation rate. So the Gear Up program, as one of their federal requirements, is to have at least 95% of Lincoln County kids in our cohort graduate from high school. You can go the next one. So what me and Laura do, we're not certified positions, so we're not technical teachers or anything, but we do assist in mentoring, counseling, advising. We help Rebecca. So if there's kids we work with that are like, oh, you're failing in math, would you be interested in a peer tutor? Or would you be interested in working with Ms. Garcia to try to bring that grade up a little? Do you want us to talk to your teacher, that kind of thing? Mentoring, according to the Gear Up, goals and objectives, is a partnership through which one person shares knowledge, skills, and perspective to foster personal and professional growth with someone else. So me and Laura throughout this year have been working with multiple kids, not only about grades, we talk about behavior, attendance, home life, personal stuff, whatever they need to talk about to help the whole individual, not just certain aspects of them. And then we also do counseling and advising, which is pertaining to also the personal issues, the personal growth, and we provide intervention for that. But it also provides academic related things. So like I said, setting goals, truancy, that kind of thing. And we, so far, our numbers that you see are from March 31st. So since then, they've only grown. And on here, we've provided a little over 18,000 hours since March 31st between the 3 of us for kids. So, And so this next slide is things that Miss Laura and I are certified in to help assist these kids. So the first one is Why Try. This is a focus on the why of education. So this is set up for kids who are absent, truant, might have behavior issues, might be failing grades. It is a way to provide these kids resilience skills. They have lessons plans set up just solely for developing resilience and things. So it's like breaking down their walls, breaking down their barriers, and helping them overcome things. The second one is Check and Connect. Me and Laura just got certified in this 2 months ago. And this is a way to help prevent kids who are showing the early warning signs of disengagement. So our cohort is paid cohort is 7th and 8th grade, but we also work with 6th grade. So we are able to start it as early as 11, 12, 13 to help keep them engaged in school. So whenever we follow them through, it'll just be engagement all the way up. And then we also have targeted caseloads. So myself and Laura and Miss Garcia all have certain kids that we see every other week or something like that. We base these off of the batch theory from the counselors that's performed twice a year. We have administrator input, so they have an eagle eye list of kids who might have a little more behavior issues that we pull off of. We also look at grades, attendance, behavior issues ourselves. We do all of that, and that's how we get our caseloads. And then, did you know that we've also provided over 12,000 direct services with students? So we've been able to see every single kid at Lincoln County Middle School at least one time since August. Probably more, honestly. Yeah, that's mine.
Right, and I have goal number 3, and again, we're not quite as cute as the cheerleaders, but we wanted you guys to have the cool Gear Up shirt. This is for Chloe. But if you guys pass it down, I think they're in order. If it is the wrong size, I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
We have extras that we can maybe leave some with Colleen or something. Again, I'm Laura, and I am a college and career navigator. The third goal of Gear Up is to increase Gear Up family knowledge of post-secondary education options, preparation, and financing. So a big way that we do that is family engagement. We are here for Lincoln County families. A lot of times when you think about kids that may not know about or would ever even consider going to college, it's because their parents are like, look, there's no way we can make this happen, right? So that is part of this goal, is to engage our families, help them understand the process, help them understand how many resources there are out there. And so that's a big piece of our family engagement. We try and do that through really fun things. If you ask anybody in our building, I am the sort of, let's make this cool and creative and engage our families and give them something they've maybe never had an opportunity to do, provide for our students and provide cool things for our families. We got to have Mr. Fletcher do a mentalist. I don't know how many of you know that our middle school choir teacher is also an amazing performer that can read minds. We partner with our culinary program at the high school, who made amazing food for us. And again, he made, so we just said, make some stuff that maybe our kids, make sure they'll like it, but stuff they're not exposed to very much. So he made some beef Wellington and some spinach puffs and cool desserts. It was really cool. We also got a shout out from our state people on that, so that was pretty cool. A big part of Gear Up is exposing our kids to early college because, again, early college experiences. Again, a kid who's never been on a college campus might just think what college is the movies that they've seen. They have no idea. So when we're taking these kids on college campuses, they're like, oh, wait a second. Oh, okay, I can do this. I can see myself here. So we took a fall family trip, which was amazing. That was actually sort of planned by our Gear Up staff, our program staff. And we got to take 26 families to Moorhead and UK. The kids were blown away. It was just a really good experience. Then in the spring, we took each grade to a different location. And we went to Campbellsville Harrodsburg campus, which if any of you have not explored Campbellsville Harrodsburg campus, you need to. They have some really great stuff going on there. They did a beautiful job with our sixth graders on a campus tour. They did a great job. 7th grade class went to Somerset Community College again, really great options. I think we have some Lincoln County people maybe that are there as well. So that was a fun connection. And then our 8th graders got to choose from 6 different locations based on different interests. So like the EKU trip was based around the criminal justice department. We took kids to Asbury and they got to look at the equine center and the social media communications center. So they got to choose kind of based on some interest. So that was something fun. Yes, next. And then I get to kind of bring it all home for you here as far as the Gear Up. We've talked a lot about what Gear Up has provided as far as lots of money, plus they pay our salaries. And they've done 50,000 2 different years now. And one of the years wasn't even an entire year. Plus the 100,000 that was kind of a bonus this year. And then we do things like focus preparation for ACT, mentoring, and Gear Up really likes us to focus on those kids that don't have services, right? So our kids with IEPs, our EC kids, they have services in place that are state mandated. Our gifted and talented kids, sort of that same thing. But sometimes we have these kids that they just could get a little extra boost, get that exposure, then they are going to be able to blow it out of the water. But they don't have that opportunity. So we're here to give them that opportunity. We support our teachers. We just got to feed our teachers. Again, we partner with the Culinary Arts at the high school, had an amazing lunch. We can do things like pay for training for them and some other options. And then we have bought curriculum. We've bought STEM kits. I know Dr. Murray has used some of the money for some of the curriculum that's a little more expensive. So that's kind of a nice feature. Family engagement, of course, parent support, early college exposure. But as you can see, these squares are on top of what really is the why behind this. And we have kids, we have a sweet girl that literally, so Rebecca checks the failure list every week and looks at the kids who are failing classes, calls them down and has the peer tutors work with them, or she works with them. This girl would come in, she put her head down. I don't want to do it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if I fail. To fast forward however many weeks of school, she walked in today and she was holding up a paper she had written and she got 100% and she wanted us to hang it on her bulletin board. And she's just a kid that has grown so much and can have a conversation now. We love her so much. One of those boys we took on the college trips, I asked, so the family college trip, his sister was going, we said, you should come along, you know, and he said, I don't even want to go to college. Like, what even is college? Why would I do this? We go to Moorhead, they talk about their agriculture and farming, and he's like, I'm done. This is where I want to go. Is this what college is? I want to go to college. If you look actually on the back of your t-shirts, there's a paper some of the kids wrote out. So there's that. And then if you take that out and look on the back, there's handwritten notes from the kids. That made me think of it because this boy, he wrote a note on there. And then one of our other regular girls, she would cry on the daily, something was wrong. And now she's confident. She is helping other students with their schoolwork. It's just such a privilege to do life with these kids and be able to serve them in this way. And I guess for us, that's what it comes down to. We know how important data is, how important numbers are, how important budget is for a school district. But we also know how important it is for those kids a kid who's gonna put their head down and say they don't care and no one can ever reach them because they don't have that one-on-one or just, they're not hitting it right with the teacher or whatever, they're never gonna boost our numbers in testing. They're never gonna be one of our successes in going on and doing post-secondary education. But this program gets to make it so that hopefully those kids have some hope and a dream and, potentially changes their family legacy. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to make a comment. I love everything you said, but especially talking to parents about their kids can't go to college.
Yes.
Because I've heard that so many times from parents that just say my kid can't go to college. And also I have 2 grandsons at Campbellsville, Harrodsburg.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. One is graduating in May with 2 majors, and he's got it all in 4 years and 1 summer.
Yes. And for cheap.
They keep them on track.
Yes. It's a great place. There's extra shirts we're gonna leave right here. So if you guys need to change sizes, you can do that.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, 4C, exceptional child audit results and action plan. Claudia, go.
Thank you. And I'm not even gonna try to figure those cheerleaders. Fabulous things that the Gear Up program is doing. I'm just gonna present you with some information tonight, and it's my understanding that you already have the results from each individual school, and then the district as a whole, and then the and I'm not gonna, the toolkit that came along with the audits. So I will not spend a lot of time going through each little part, each little school, or each little detail from each school. I'm gonna do an overarching presentation and focus more on what we're gonna do as a result of the things that you've already seen. So I hope you can see this behind me. If not, do you have this? Did we upload this for you? If we didn't, I'll send it to you just as soon as we can. But I should be there, shouldn't it, Colleen? Miss Benson?
You have it.
Okay, so, all right, so what we're gonna do next year is take the results that we were given, and as a district, we are looking at engaging all schools in co-teaching. Not just co-teaching, but effective co-teaching, and have a master schedule that has been designed for our exceptional child students first and foremost, so that co-teaching can be possible because we've designed our master schedule around that. So I know each school has already worked really hard to make that happen. We are going to offer our teachers multiple PD sessions, and one of the things I thought I would offer for the board for maybe next month, if you're interested, is to look at the calendar of events over the summer that has the opportunities that we're going to offer, so that you can see there are a number and things offered different times, so that we can get both general education teachers and co-teachers together to begin working as a pair over the summer, and continue that throughout the summer, and continue that throughout next school year. One of the things that we worked on, and I want to give Dr. Murray all the credit for this, is reaching out to Eastern Kentucky University and building a partnership with them, so that they are actually beginning on Monday, this Monday, the 24th, coming up, by coming into the district and taking some, I would call it baseline data, maybe baseline observations of where we are, so that we have a comparison in a year to look back and see how far we've moved. So, one thing that we're working on as a district, and it's not just us as a district, I think it's a number of districts across the state, is working our vocabulary around, these are all our students. These aren't separate students. These are all our students. They're all Cubs. They're all Wildcats. They're all Eagles at the middle school. not those are exceptional children, but working so that we ensure that all of them make progress because they are all our students. We've already started with our administrators with working on conversations about eliminating changing our vocabulary to all of our students and owning all of our students, which has been very well accepted. But we still need to work on it. One thing we want also is for our building leaders, assistant principals, and our guidance counselors to have a better working knowledge of the ARC process so that they can in fact understand the importance of the decisions that that team makes and the impact the decisions that that team makes on the schedule of the student and the progress that the student makes. So we want everyone to have a good working knowledge of that. We actually already have that planned with a one-day training on June 6th for all of our assistant principals, and guidance counselors to, some it will be a refresher. For many, it will be a refresher, but you can never hear it too many times of what goes into that ARC team and the decisions that they make and how those decisions affect the progress of a student. We always, as part of that training, one of the things we're going to hit hard is that we consider the general ed classroom first. Not that we're going to eliminate resource from any of our buildings, but we want to make sure that the decisions that we make are considering the general ed classroom with supports first before removal of that child to a different environment. And then finally, I think on that page, and I've probably already hit this too hard, but again, we want those administrative teams to understand the decisions and what goes into an ARC meeting so that in the event an EC lead teacher is not available or is not there, they feel comfortable chairing an ARC meeting and feel comfortable with the parameters of the ARC process and know what that team can and cannot do. Professional learning communities, that's going to be another big one for our exceptional child department. The schools already have PLC processes in place, but we do not have a process that focuses solely on PLCs for our exceptional child teachers. So we've already kind of floated that idea with our principals, have some structures in place, or have some ideas in place. I won't say structures. Have some ideas in place where we get those up and running once a month. And we also, during that PLC process, our focus once a month is going to be changing what isn't working. And so we're doing a probe as we go along for our students instead of an autopsy of their assessment at the end. And we can make changes as we go along. And forgive me, I'm at that stage where this is just out of my range, where I need my glasses to look at you all, and I don't need them to look down. So, training for staff. That's one of the things that I want to step out of the way and be sure that you got to see, and maybe you can see it on your devices because it's kind of small, is we have a pervasive theme that was throughout the reports, and that is our staff needed additional supports and additional learning. And these were some of the areas, not all, but some of the areas. Supporting students with autism. That's a growing area, not just for us, but a growing area across the United States. We need some training in that area, so we will secure that and make that happen. How to develop a functional behavioral analysis and then a good behavior intervention plan as a result of the data we gather. That is a growth area for us. We will seek that out and take care of it. Increased academic rigor and increased student achievement for our disabled population. I think that is something that you will hear as all the principals talk, just a general increase in rigor for our Tier 1 students and for our Tier 2 and Tier 3 and our students with disabilities for next year. And then, of course, training on compliance, all the things that we have to do to maintain our compliance and maintain our good federal standing and maintain our money keeping in, flowing in, and to not need Mr. Chenoweth as much as we sometimes do, to keep ourselves compliant. And then we have some processes that need refinement. One of the things that was mentioned in the report from Educational Directions is that we need a process for disaggregating our behavior and doing that with our administrators and taking a look at that and seeing what changes need to be made. We have a structure where we review our due process folders against the Kentucky Department of Ed rubric every year, and that is something we've done at the district level, but we need to spread the wealth. We want to start including school level personnel, principals, assistant principals, teachers in that process, so they have a better understanding of what we're looking for, therefore are more comfortable with the process. And then one of the final things is we want to look at refinement of the ECE teacher job description. And that is something that we will do in the future to see if we need to make any refinements to that, how that needs to look, and how we need to use those people to be most effective to support our schools and our new teachers and our staff. So, well, I went through that too quickly, I think, but I want to leave time for questions. Any questions, thoughts, ideas? I'm open.
So you mentioned training.
Yes, ma'am.
Start right away.
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't call next Monday a training, but the EKU team is gonna come in, spend some time in our schools and take some baseline observations, and baseline may not be the right word, Ms. Meek, but I'm gonna go with it for now. But kind of see where we are, to see where we need to start, and then how to better program and help us go along. We have the ARC chairperson training scheduled for June 6th, and I'm just about to wrap up, tie down 3 more sessions this summer with different presenters. I just don't have firm dates. So if you would like, I will be glad to bring that back to you next month, or when I get them all firmed up, and let you know what they are and when they're gonna happen. And as always, anybody, you're more welcome to join us.
Your classified staff is going to be trained the same?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then on the behavior training that there is bus drivers too?
We usually do, and I'm gonna defer to Mr. Krager because we haven't talked yet, but we've typically done a day or a half day with bus drivers just on behavior.
And their monitors?
And their monitors. That's usually folded in one of their back to school days when they're coming together for all of their training. I don't want to speak for you, but I'm going to, friend. I'm assuming we'd work that in again this.
We haven't set up all the dates for next year. That's one of the priorities. It will be one.
Yeah.
We haven't set the dates.
We don't have that tied down yet, but we've done that the past couple of years, and I would see us continuing to do that. We've gotten good feedback from our drivers and our monitors about that.
Was there ever anything that you asked us for that we didn't give you?
No, ma'am.
I just wondered. And then there's one big part of this that I didn't agree of, but I agree with. And of course, they said in that report that it was a good thing that you didn't agree with. Them whole sections in each one where they compare the percentage of IEP students that failed on the state level.
Mhm.
In my mind, that's like comparing a 3% pay raise for somebody that makes $100,000 and somebody that makes $10,000. I don't know why they even want to compare.
We want to ensure that our students make progress and show growth. That's our biggest measuring stick, is that they make progress and that they show growth.
And I checked off here, you are going to work on these folders.
Yes.
Folders, and then I do want to say that the one thing that made my heart stop was one of the schools where the teachers felt unsafe. Has that been addressed?
I can't answer all of that one, Gloria. I mean, Miss Dean, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't
Granny's
answer.
my favorite
Well, I
name.
got Gloria right here out of the
Yeah.
corner of my left eye, so I can't answer all of that one yet. But can I Can I do some digging into that question a little bit more and let you know what I find out?
I don't care what you call me, just call me at supper
I will do that.
time.
You'll call me.
I sincerely appreciate it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm pointing fingers
No, ma'am.
because, you know, in
No,
my
ma'am.
mind,
It's all of us.
if I'm pointing fingers, if I do it this way, these three are pointing back at me.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, and if I do it this way, these three are still pointing back at me. And this one's pointing up saying, looky here, Jesus, what she's doing. And I don't want to criticize.
I understand. And
You know,
I don't
just
take
need
that
to
as
know.
criticism
Okay.
at all. I do not. I take all of this as this is good information to piece through and see how we can be better.
Yes, we gotta be better. We've got to be better, and please let us know what we need to do to help get this fixed.
Oh, and I'm glad you said that because it's not, it's an all of us issue. It's a whole
Yes.
school issue.
Yes.
It's gonna
All
take
of us.
all of us to fix it. So that's
Yes,
gonna be our motto and mission moving forward.
and I read all of them. And my thought process was, well, what can I do to help this? I feel like that's my job.
It's all of our jobs.
Yes,
But I will find out the answer to that one question you asked me.
okay. Anybody else?
Thank you, Claudia.
You're very welcome.
Okay, we'll go to 5, superintendent and staff reports. I assume all of you have looked at those. So, we will move on down to, consent agenda 6. Any comments or questions before we go on? Okay, this is actually 6A through 6I. And I think, again, we all have looked over those. Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items? Okay, Marvin.
A second.
Okay, Ms. King. Vote, Gloria.
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Yes for me. Okay, 6A, minutes of the March 2nd, 2023, working March 9, 2023, regular, March 16, special. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't really have to do that. Just kidding, I don't have to do that. Okay, we'll move on to action items on our next page. And look at 7A. Change order number 1, middle school connector, Darren Yates.
Yeah, that's just a change order for the connector we're working on. The, long story short, that's actually something that's kind of interesting. When we got it all set up, the actual plans were about 20 inches short to connect the building. So for it to be a connector, they got connected. So, that's the change order, and that's what caused it. That's a true story. That's true, completely true.
Would have been cheaper to change the name.
Yeah, we could just not connect them. I guess we could do it, left it in the middle. We know that. So anyway, we need to prove that, so we have to connect.
Any questions for Darren? Okay, is there a motion to approve change order number 1 in the amount of $5,216.06 for the Lincoln County Middle School connector?
I make a motion.
A motion been made, second? Okay, Marvin. Vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin, yes for me. Okay, 7B, district math coach position, Dr. Chris Murray.
Presented last week. This is to help us facilitate those math grants that we received, that Ms. Messon helped us write. So it's to create 1 district secondary math coach with 10 additional extended days, and to continue a 0.5 elementary math coach for 1 year using ESSER funds and add them to the salary schedule. Do I have any questions?
Will you explain the 10 extended days again? I know you did it last week. but-
Yes, the extended days, so we have some professional learning things that we want them this math coach to do and help facilitate over the summer. So that's a big piece of that. I've also got lined up some professional training that I want them to go to as well. So to pay them to go to that training as well.
I remember when you told us it was good, but I didn't write everything down, so, right. Any other questions? Okay, is there a motion to create one district secondary math coach position with 10 extended days and appoint 5 elementary math coach for 1 year, use an ESSER funds and add them to the salary schedule?
I make a motion.
Okay, Marvin?
A second.
Christine seconds. Okay, vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin? Yes for me. Okay, Dr. Murray, 7C, exceptional child positions.
So this goes along with Ms. Godby's presentation just a bit ago with talking about the master schedules that we redesigned to implement a full co-teaching model across all of our schools. And in order to ensure that those co-teaching models are done with fidelity and covers all of the different classes, we're asking for 4 additional LBD positions for the next 5 years and 1 additional exceptional LBD EBD position for 1 year at the middle school. And these are using IDEA Part B funds, which, as I said last week, due to ESSER, we had close to $1 million in excess funds out of IDEA that we need to spend. And Ms. Smith believes, based on her formula calculations, that we can sustain that for 8 years. So without ever having to dip into current funds. So that's the proposal. Does anybody have any questions?
I think based on, and I did, as Gloria said she did, I read that report thoroughly on each one of the schools. And there seems to be lots of different things that needs to be done that's going to cost money.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to propose that we do this for 1 year and see what the results is at the end of this year. And then if it's going good and it's working and we don't need that money in other capacity, then we extend it out for the other 4 years.
We also have, I think, $100,000 in IDEA ARP money that we have to spend by September that we could use for those other additional items as well. And with this, it's asking for 5 years instead of the full 8. So we'd still have some of that money left over to spend on those extra resources. The reason why I felt like the 5-year recommendation is if you create a special ed position for 1 year, then that person is going to leave. You know, they're not going to feel that security in their position. So that's why I wanted the 5 years, is so that we have security in the position, so that when we recruit somebody for that, they know that position is going to be there for a while.
The co-teaching that we're gonna have training this summer, I kind of agree with you, Christine, because that gives us a chance to see how that's working with the regular teacher and the special ed teacher. And I think they're aware that they possibly be coming back. I think it would work.
Okay. And the EKU trainings are all coming out of that IDEA ARP. So that's where that funding source is coming from.
And you said September, that's 2024, isn't it?
That's this September.
On the ARP.
Yeah, on the ARP.
ARP, okay.
Yep. And then
But
the
IDEA grant is September 2024.
I think that was 2025, maybe.
2025?
Well, we don't have that. We're ahead, as in we're still using some older money to spend. It's not going to necessarily expire before we get it spent, but we can spend ahead so that we're more current with where we have the money. And I do think that if we add the positions, it will help us to become more current on our money, that IDEA money, it's kind of hard to answer that question in a really straightforward way, but we're not at risk of forfeiting any of that money, but we do have excess money that if we can spend it in an effective way, it would be a good idea to go ahead and do that. I don't know if that helped or not.
Anybody else and comment on the 1 year?
Do you think you're going to be able to find the teachers? to even fill these positions?
Well, we won't know until we post. And, you know, that's in my role as a principal previously and creating positions to do some things that are a little bit innovative. And I was asked those questions at that time, whether we were able to staff those positions. And nobody thought we would be able to, and we staffed them. So I feel confident that we'll be able to staff them. And again, I think that it would be easier to staff, even if you don't approve it for 5 years, but for 3 years, I think it'd be easier to staff if they know the position's gonna be there for a while. And with the master schedules, we're looking at our master schedules. We want these master schedules to be something that is embedded. So if, you know, we don't know if these special ed positions are gonna come back for a time, is that gonna alter what we do from our master schedule standpoint next January? So the 5 years is my recommendation, but I'd be happy with 1 year because I think that'll get us where we need to go for this year. But I think a 3 to 5 year for that would be my preference.
I don't think we're gonna get anybody really good for a year. I mean, that's just me. You know, somebody might wanna relocate if they know may have that position for 3 years, 5 years, but I mean, that's my ping pong ball mind thinking. I wouldn't relocate for a year.
And what I can do, or what Ms. Gobby and I can do is after, you know, we're gonna be collecting data. And we'll present on what these positions have added. So as we look at data for our benchmarks and things like that we typically present, we'll make sure to pull out all of the special ed numbers and show you, you know, where we were, where we're going. And, you know, and I think with $1 million of superfluous funds, the best way to spend that is to provide extra resources for our students. And I think these teaching positions will help lower our class sizes and our caseloads and allow our teachers to really get hands-on with a smaller number of students and help support them.
I am still leaning toward a year because that will give us a whole year to see how the co-teaching is going. And to the training, if it's going well, then maybe we can add 4 years this time next year.
And we could possibly, you and Ms. Godwin could come and meet with us prior to, like in the spring, so that whomever you hire would be, then if it's going well and this money is fully being spent and not needed in a lot of other areas, then we could assure these, if we've got people in the places, that we can assure them their job's good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Absolutely. So how do we need to do this? If we change this from
I prefer a year. What do you
That's
prefer?
that's what
How about you, Marvin?
It's fine.
All right, do I hear a motion to create 4 exceptional child LBD positions for the next year
I'll make a motion.
and 1 exceptional child LBD/EBD position for 1 year through IDEA Part B funds?
I still make a motion.
Okay, Marvin? Okay, I second. Okay, vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yep.
Yes, for me. Okay, Dr. Murray, also 7D, the science position.
And this one is to add an additional 0.5 allocation for a science teacher position to make 1 whole science position. They already have a 0.5. And this is because, the reason is because of the staffing allocation lowered the number of teachers allocated to Lincoln County High School. So this is to complete that science position for a full schedule and help their master schedule run and make sure our students have the correct number of credits. Any questions about that one?
Now, is this the one that there's grant money that's paying for a couple of positions or some
Yes.
positions at the high school
Yes, ma'am.
that
There's LAVEC money, which is a state grant that was for 2 years, and it's for CTE. And so we've saved money at the high school using that grant for our CTE positions that hasn't come out of general fund. That is also for next year, and then they're supposed to be renewing that for another 2-year time period after that.
And have you talked to Mr. Godby about a plan that what you will do if that, when that grant money runs out and those positions go back to the general fund?
Yeah, we've got some ideas about some different things with enrollment to help us bring back some homeschool kids and different things like that I think will help increase our numbers. And then also, we haven't added any positions with that LAVEC money, so we're paying for existing positions that we sustained previously. So we haven't added any additional positions using that LAVEC. We've purchased new equipment. We've sent folks to some training and some different conferences, and then we paid for salaries that were pre-existing. So we haven't done anything crazy with the LAVEC money that's not sustainable.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve an additional 0.5 allocation for a science teacher position at Lincoln County High School?
I make a motion.
Okay, Marvin. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin. Yes for me. Okay, 7E, Gear Up MOA Addendum. Dr. Murray.
And this is, you should have an attachment of the MOA. It was approved by the previous board for our Gear Up program, which you saw the presentation of tonight and the work that they're doing. But they switched financial partners, so we need a new MOA to a new agreement with that financial partner. It used to be Berea College, and now it is, it's a longer name. It's like it is Appalachian Educational Service Agency through the Partners of Rural Impact. So that's the name. Small name. Yes, small. So that's the name of the partner for Gear Up, where they're the fiscal agent for them.
Any questions? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the Gear Up memorandum of agreement addendum?
I make a motion.
Okay, Christine? Okay, I second. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Yes for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Murray. Okay, 7F, vending service contract renewal. Leanne Smith.
I'm just asking for renewal on our contracts with Guardian Exterminating, Republic Services, American Fire, Pepsi, and C&N Vending for the 23-24 school year.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to renew the contracts with Guardian Exterminating, Public Services, American Fire, Pepsi, and C&N Vending for the 2023-2024 school year? Okay, Marvin?
A second.
Christine? Vote Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Yes for me. Okay, Leanne, 7G, contract extension for bus parts and supplies.
Asking for approval for a 1-year contract extension for all bus parts and supplies from the following vendors: Kimball Midwest, Stanford Auto Parts, A&A Auto Parts, Battery Warehouse, Bluegrass International, Boyd Company, and Truck Pro.
Any questions for Leanne on that? Okay. Is there a motion to approve a 1-year contract extension for all bus parts, supplies from the following vendors: Kimball Midwest, Stanford Auto Parts, A&A Auto Parts, Battery Warehouse, Bluegrass International, Boyd Company, and Truck Pro? Marvin's made the motion.
I second.
Okay, Christine. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Yes for me. Okay, Leanne, we'll go on to 7H yearbook bids.
I'm asking to award the yearbook bid for middle school and high school yearbooks for the 23-24 school year to Life Touch.
Is there a motion to award the yearbook bid for the 2023-2024 school year to Life Touch?
Make a motion.
Christine? Marvin? Vote Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin? Yes for me. Okay, Leanne, we're going down to 7I, photography bids.
I think we've come to a good compromise on the photography bids. If you remember last week when we discussed, high school was looking more to use Life Touch because it works easier to do the yearbook with them. And the pricing for Strawbridge was considerably lower. So in working with Mr. Chenoweth, I reached out to the vendors, Strawbridge and Life Touch, to see if we could split the bid out, if they'd be satisfied with that, and if we could keep the pricing the same, and they both agreed to that. So I think what we're gonna do is award the photography bid for underclassmen photos and class photos at elementary schools to Strawbridge. So any pictures taken at the elementary level will be done by Strawbridge Studios. All other would go to Life Touch, which includes senior pictures, cap and gown, underclassmen pictures at the middle school and the high school, and class pictures at the high school and the middle school. So any photography product at elementary schools would be with Strawbridge. Any with middle and high school would be Life Touch.
Can we do that just Strawbridge for elementary?
Okay, is there a motion to award the photography bid for the 2023-24 school year to Strawbridge for the elementary and to the high school, which would be Life Touch?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay. Vote Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yep.
Yes for me. Okay, Leanne, 7J, interest rate at Farmers National.
Asking for approval to open a new account with Farmers National Bank with the same signers as our current account, which would be myself, Mr. Rowe, Mr. Yaden. This account will be used to hold the construction fund proceeds related to the football field and track project. As I mentioned, I negotiated with Farmers National Bank for a higher interest rate on those funds. They have offered Fed funds effective rate capped at 2.0% with a floor of 0.5%.
Okay, is there a motion to approve opening a new account with Farmers National Bank with same signers as the current account to hold the construction fund proceeds related to the track and field project?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, vote Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin? I vote yes also. Okay, 7K, Leanne.
Asking for approval on the final Section 4 and Section 5 allocation formulas for next school year. There were no changes made since you all approved the tentative formulas.
Is there a motion to approve the final Section 4 and Section 5 allocation formulas for the 2023-24 school year? Okay, Marvin?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, Christine, second. Vote Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Yes for me. Okay, Leanne, 7L.
Asking for approval on the final Section 7 staffing allocation formulas. No changes since the tentative approval.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the final Section 7 staffing allocation formulas?
Make a motion.
Marvin?
Second.
Christine? Vote Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin? Yes for me. Okay, Leanne, 7M, fuel vendors.
Asking for approval to advertise for fuel vendors for next school year.
Okay, is there a motion to approve advertising for fuel vendors for the 23-24 school year?
I make a motion.
I second. Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Yes for me.
This is unrelated, but I wanted to give an update on the book vending machines that we talked about a couple meetings ago.
Mhm.
KDE just got back to me last week, and they actually denied using ESSER money for the book vending machines. I know it has been approved for other districts to use ESSER money, so I'm trying to reach back and negotiate to figure out what we can do to get that approved. If I become pretty certain that they're not gonna approve it, I might get back with you guys to see if you're interested in using general fund dollars for that, so that just might be something to think about.
They didn't give you a reason why they denied.
They just felt like it wasn't a great tie into addressing learning loss, so not sure.
Thank you, Lynn. Okay, 7N, bus driver hours, Jeff Kreger.
Hello, everybody. There haven't been any changes. It's exactly as I asked last week. No changes to the request. And it's simply asking to keep the 6 hours that they've had for the last 3 years in place and make it permanent. So we don't continue to revisit this year after year, make it part of the contract.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the 6 hour shift for all bus routes and add it to the job description?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Nobody else.
I'll make a motion, or a second. I'm sorry.
Second, Christine, Marvin first to Christine. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin, and I vote yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. I know the bus drivers will be very happy.
It'll be very appreciated. And I appreciate it as well.
I'm already receiving calls,
I bet.
just in case it happened. Okay, Darren Yaden, 7O, Branscombe Construction Pay App number 11.
Yeah, just asking to approve that, pay app number 11, that'll be, hopefully the final one for William Evans.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the Branscombe Construction Pay application number 11 for the Lincoln County Welding Lab renovation in the amount of $34,013.73?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, Christine, Marvin. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin. Okay, yes for me. Okay. We'll go on to 7P LCHS bubble renovation.
Yeah, just, as I mentioned last week, getting the process started to renovate that bubble, we would need to hire an architect, so they can go ahead and be developing getting the information we need for VG1, those type things and the plans. So I'm asking that we hire Klopfelter, Samakar, right? That's Samakar, all right. Architects, to get that project going officially. I said it right there.
The reason we haven't used them sooner is because we just now learned how to say
That's
their
right,
names.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, is there a motion to hire Klopfelter, Samakar as architects for the Lincoln County High School Connector Project?
I make a motion.
I second it.
Okay, Christine, Marvin, vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin, yes for me. Okay, Darren, on the camera system, Stafford Elementary 7Q.
Yeah, as I mentioned last week, the previous board, one of the initiatives they want us to look into is upgrading our security cameras across the district. We've been able to do that at the high school and the middle school. And the next biggest school with the oldest camera system was Stanford. So I got those quotes there. If that's something we want to pursue, that's what it's going to cost. We were able to use some extra money on those other projects, and I think we will this time. I mean, that kind of surprised me what you just told me.
Surprised me too.
Yeah, so, I'm just asking, if that's what you all want to do, this is the time to do it.
Okay, I hear a motion to accept the quote from Verkada Camera and Installation for an updated security camera system for Stanford Elementary and the Early Childhood Center.
I make a motion.
Christine,
I second.
Marvin. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin. Marvin?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes for me. Okay. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Okay, 7R MOA with University of the Cumberland's Jeannie Cooper.
Yes, I'm asking the board to approve the memorandum of agreement with the University of Cumberland for student teachers with the updated language that Mr. Chenoweth recommended, requiring student teachers to provide CAM checks, which are required for all employees.
Do I hear a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement with the University of the Cumberlands for student teachers?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Christine, Marvin. Vote, Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Yes for me. Okay, Jeannie, going down to 7S, 2023-2024 salary schedule.
Asking the board to approve the 2023-24 salary schedule with the updated job descriptions for accounts payable, payroll, school bookkeeper, secretary to superintendent, and Head Start budget coordinator. These are all positions currently in our district, but we have revised their job description to fit their duties that they are doing now. We would abolish, by request of the migrant coordinator, the district educational interpreter and district educational interpreter without certification, while creating 2 migrant recruiter positions with new job descriptions, which are attached. And I want to clarify, there have been some questions. This is not a raise just for classified employees. This is certified and classified. I'm not sure where the confusion lies, but the only position that we talked about that wasn't involved in this raise was the 21st Century Director, and Diana Hart spoke about that last week. So I just want to make sure that there's no confusion on that.
Thank you.
The only thing that you won't see on here are the extended days for the math coach, which you guys just approved, and I've already added it, and I will get that to you for the additional 10 days.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the 2023-2024 salary schedule with recommended changes?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Christine, Marvin. Vote, Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Did you say the migrant people weren't in this race? Is that what you said?
No, 21st Century Director. She, so what happened is there were 2 21st Century Directors was it last year, Ms. Hart? Is she here? Was it last year there was 2 of them? And so instead of one left, instead of hiring another district coordinator, we combined that job into one, and she got a stipend for the schools that she took over. So it ends up costing the district a whole lot less than having another director position. And Ms. Hart talked to her, and she was okay because she was the one that got the raise last year.
Let me ask this, is anybody eliminated? Is everybody getting some kind of a raise?
Except for that position that we just talked about.
Every single person, every certified staff gets a minimum of a 2% raise. Every classified gets a minimum of $1 an hour. Several, most get more than that.
I was just trying to make sure nobody got left out.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I want to thank you ladies. I mean, I know I already have, but I know you've been working on this for 4 years. And I know you've been saying no.
She says no to me a lot.
We can't go broke giving big raises.
I want to say I have full confidence in you. When you said no, there was a reason.
Sure.
And
Well,
you
we've
just
given
said-
raises.
Yes, and you got it figured out, and y'all been working on it, and you all done that. We just sat up here and voted on it.
We just need to
And I
make sure that we
appreciate
can
it.
maintain them. So,
Yes, yes.
throughout the years.
As Leanne said, we have to work with her and take them tax pay, right? But I really appreciate you all and everybody that worked on this. You all done it.
Okay, Gina, we'll go on to 7T, 2023-2024 certified evaluation plan.
Just asking the board to approve the 2023-24 certified evaluation plan with the changes that we talked about last week. In addition, with the amendment that I talked about last week also, which would be through the 2024-25 school year.
Okay, now I hear a motion to approve the certified evaluation plan for the 2023-2024 and 24-25 school years.
I'll
Marvin,
A second.
okay, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
I vote yes. Thank you, Jeannie. Okay, we'll go to 7U, 2023-2024 NTI Days Plan. Diana Hart.
Yes, so it's the same one that you saw last week and no changes from this past year because like I said, we worked out all the kinks during COVID of what worked and didn't work. So it's a very detailed plan.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the 2023-2024 plan for non-traditional instruction days?
I make a motion.
Christine and Marvin. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
I vote yes. Okay, Diana, we'll go on with 7V, early admission to kindergarten.
So we had 2 students at Stanford that were tested and do qualify for early admission. So I just need your approval so that they can go ahead and enroll.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the early admission to kindergarten for 2 students at Stanford Elementary?
A second.
Okay, Marvin, Christine. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Okay, 7W, UK Next Generation Scholars MOA, Michael Godwin.
This is our agreement with the University of Kentucky and the UK Next Gen Learning Project to provide dual credit for our students as well as some professional learning for some of our teachers. It's been a great partnership. We've really benefited from it, and so have our students. So we would like to continue that.
How long have you done that with them? Do you have any idea?
This is the second year that we've done that.
2 years?
Yep.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the 2023-2024 memorandum agreement with the University of Kentucky to provide dual credit courses?
A second.
Okay, Marvin, Christine. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
And I vote yes also.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, 7X, Ms. Rigsby cannot be here tonight, and so Dreama's gonna do that. Dreama Tomlinson, COLA and QI funds for early childhood.
Yes, the Early Childhood Program is requesting approval to apply for those COLA funds and the quality improvement funds through Head Start. And these are going to provide some cost of salary increases that you all just did and some contractual services. And Ms. Killen, I did mention to Dr. Rigsby to make sure that that was addressed, and I think she took care of that,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Is there a motion to approve the applications for an acceptance of COLA and QI funds for early childhood?
Make a motion.
Okay, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
And I also vote yes. Thank you, Dreama. Okay, 7Y, due to Chloe not being able to be here tonight, that is going to be tabled. Okay, let's go on to 8. And what we're going to do, going to move to executive session and we will leave the room. So do I hear a motion to move to executive?
No, that's the one.
That's the one we tabled. Okay, do I hear a motion to move to executive session pursuant to KRS 61.8101K? Meetings required to be conducted in privacy, and KRS 61.8101F discussion, which might lead to the appointment of a board member.
Make a motion.
Okay.
Make a motion.
Okay, Christine and then Marvin. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, is there a motion to return to open session?
Make a motion.
Marvin, second. Vote Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
yes for me. Okay, Grant, we'll turn it over to you.
The board received 5 applications by April 12th, which was the date that was put, I think, on all the advertisements, worded as a deadline some places and worded as a requested by other places, but the 12th was the date uniformly. 2 of the applications were complete, included high school transcript, and met all other eligibility requirements for membership on the board. 2 others were complete and met all other eligibility categories, except they did not include high school transcripts. And the form specifically says application must include a copy of the high school transcript. So those 2 are incomplete. And then a 5th one is a person who is employed part-time, I believe, by the city of Stanford. And section 165 of the Kentucky Constitution says that you can't be elected to a state office, and school board members are deemed to be state offices. You can't be elected to a state office and be a city employee. So that applicant was disqualified under the Kentucky Constitution. So out of the 5 applicants, my recommendation to the board is that only 2 of the applications were complete and on time and met all other eligibility requirements. So my recommendation is that the board ought to interview those 2 and eliminate the other 3 from consideration. Is that good with everyone on that advice?
Gloria, is that okay with you? Yes.
Yes.
Marvin,
Absolutely.
yes.
All righty.
Kevin, you're not mentioning when we're going to do interviews. When we're going to do interviews.
Yeah.
You can announce that. as
Yeah,
tentative
we
date.
can do that later, can we not? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second.
Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin? Yes.